What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to our, I don't even know, what number is this? Eighth episode ever on Life Itself. We are here, and today we are going to be sharing our top 5 successful tips on a successful relationship based upon mine and Brittany's experiences in this life. Welcome, everybody. We are here. How's it going, Britt?
It's going great. I'm very, very excited for this episode.
Let's go. You get me so excited every time, I swear. I'm happy to be here. I almost just screamed when you said it's going great because it gets me excited. I'm wiggling over here. I'm just excited to be here, baby.
Wow.
Whew.
Yeah, you were really listening to some tunes in the car, getting amped up.
We were jamming on the way here. I was just thinking about all the great things that we were about to get into. But before we deep dive into our, I guess, tips that we're going to give the world into, our relationship and how to have a happy, healthy, successful relationship in the big 2025.
Oh, not big 2025.
And on,
Right.
But
in perpetuity.
Before we get there, I'd love to talk to you.
Okay.
I'd love to just check in with you because I feel like the more we do this, we're obviously learning. And we're going to be structuring how things go. And I really think that we should be tapped into each other, and really just lock in and just check in and see how things are going with each other. So I know a lot has happened since our last episode. And so just how are you feeling?
Yeah, I've been finding myself saving things to talk with you about it on the podcast. Or we'll start talking about something and I'm we should talk about that on the podcast and then we'll kind of stop. So we're getting a little better at letting ourselves check in here and not having the full blown conversations when we're just home.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like that's kind of an adjustment. I mean, obviously we chat all the time and even at home, we go off. We chat, we talk, we get deep and we play around and we have a lot to say. You know what I mean?
We get deep and play around.
We get deep and play around, dude. Let's go. What happened since our last episode?
Well, for whoever is watching on YouTube, your hat,
Oh, yes.
Maybe the elephant in the room of our past week, what we've done. Maybe go to a little game 6 for the Knicks.
Game 6 for the Knicks, baby. Oh, man. That was... Knicks in 6. Knicks in 6, bitch. Listen, we are... I don't even know how to really explain this to the people that are watching and have known us our whole lives. I feel like I have some friends, some people that I know that are probably going to be pissed at this statement, but we're Knicks fans.
We're Knicks fans.
We're Knicks fans. You manifested this. I feel like ever since we moved in together a couple years ago, you always, I would turn on the Knicks, they'd be on the TV, and you'd be like, oh, we're Knicks fans, look at us.
Well, the thing about you is you never were a fan of a team. You always were a fan of players. So you love LeBron. So we'd watch the Lakers because of LeBron, or we'd watch Golden State because of Steph Curry, or we'd watch the Mavs because of Luka and Kyrie before obviously he left and whatever. But you didn't really have a favorite team. Whereas I feel I grew up being no, I'm a diehard Giants fan or whatever it is. And I never understood that about you. So then you would put on Knicks games and you were starting to get into Jalen Brunson and all that. And what are they? The Villanova boys? Is that what it is?
The Villanova boys. Look at you. Yes, yes.
And so then I was why are we not Knicks fans? I was you never have a team. Why don't we just raise our kids Knicks fans and just be Knicks fans? We're committed to being Knicks fans now. And then slowly but surely, every time they'd play, we're Knicks fans. We're watching the Knicks games because we're Knicks fans. And lo and behold, I manifested so hard that we ended up at game 6 where the Knicks won.
Yeah, that was such an experience. It's so funny you say that though, because growing up, it was kind of hard to root for the Knicks. Not that I was a Knicks hater. I was never a hater per se. I did, I'll come out and openly say that I definitely trashed the Knicks before.
Oh, so a Knicks hater.
I wasn't a hater though. I was just they were.
But if you trash them, isn't that being a hater?
No, because I was just speaking how it was. They sucked. You know what I mean? They were pretty bad at the time. And that was when the big 3 in Boston like came together, and I was like a super hardcore fan of like the big three. They really originated like the big three.
No, we're literally toxic because it was high school because it was 2008. Yeah. We were like, I was obsessed with Rondo. I couldn't tell you why, especially because now I know that like he essentially became known for his attitude, which like is not really, I feel like I don't vibe with that. But for some reason, I was just obsessed with him at the time. And then you loved Ray Allen because he was a shooter. And then it was like, yeah, like the big three, and then Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, all the people. And we were just like, became like hardcore Celtics fans for like 3 years, would you say?
Yeah, I would even longer, honestly. It went on until the team broke up, really.
Yeah, basically until they broke up. And honestly, it was a great time to be a Celtics fan. Like, it was really iconic basketball times, like with the Lakers and all that. But then it's like we're so toxic because now we're like Knicks fans. And we're like, yeah, the Knicks. And then they just beat the Celtics. And we're like, oh my God, yeah, fuck Boston.
Fuck Boston, bro. We do not
literally
rock with
after
them.
they broke up, we weren't Celtics fans.
No,
so we weren't like truly.
It's weird because like I've always been a fan of players, like you said. So Kevin Garnett was always my favorite big man. And honestly, it was because of the shit that he talked. He was like a professional shit talker.
I'm over here like, I don't fuck with people with attitudes. You're over here like, yeah, he had the biggest attitude ever. He was known for talking shit, and that's why he's my favorite.
Yeah, but he backed it up. Kevin Garnett, like he was a demon on the court. So him, Ray Allen, obviously I play basketball. I could shoot threes really well. And like I always look up to him because he was like the greatest shooter until Steph Curry came around. Rondo was cool because he was like a young point guard that was doing flashy stuff that like wasn't really done.
I just loved his vibes.
Yeah, his vibes were cool. And then Paul Pierce, he was just a really good, like I respected him because he was just always so good. So like once all of them came together, I was like, yo, this is so cool because that wasn't really done in the NBA before like that. Like having like multiple all-stars and like high caliber players on the same team like that. So
yeah, I mean, they won a lot. So.
I mean, yeah. So it was just really cool. It was a cool time. But now, fast forward, we're Knicks fans. We went to Game 6. It was fucking legendary, bro. Like being in that atmosphere and just like experiencing like them winning by damn near 40 points. And like,
I didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't either. I thought, honestly, I was a little scared. I thought they were going to have to go back to Boston. And I think if they brought that back to Boston, it was not going to be good for the Knicks. I think.
Yeah. It just also wouldn't have been as fun. Like, you want to win at home. You want to win in New York. Like,
they did it for the Garden, bro. Did you see it? Brittany, I will never forget when we were walking out of the Garden after they won. And like, we were like, why is there, like, what's going on? Everybody had their phones out. Remember when you like, we first walked out the door and you couldn't see out into the freaking sea of people. So we were like, what's going on? Then we like kind of broke that little barrier once we got out the door and we looked and I was like, oh my God, shit is turning up out here. I've never seen the amount of people in one space outside of the Garden when the Knicks won. It was insane.
Yeah, it was really cool. And we thought at first, I was like, oh, it's because the Empire State Building's lit up. Like, everyone's taking pictures. And then we walked a few more steps and we're like, oh no, it's because there's literally like a parade of people in the street. Like the whole width and length of the street was just covered in people. Like there was no, like you couldn't even see the street. It was just sea of like orange and blue and just people. There was people dressed up in traffic cones. Like, huh?
Yeah, I took a picture with that kid.
Yeah. Then they knew who you were. I'm like, of course, the person in the traffic cone knows you. That was so funny.
That was so funny.
And then there was people hanging from the lampposts and on top of like the fire trucks and just like there was someone on top of like the sign or something.
I don't know how that dude got up there. That was insane. Like, was he okay? Did anybody check in on that guy? Like,
how did he get up and how did he get down?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. That was wild. But yeah, no, that just whole experience. First off, I want to say huge shout out to Foot Locker. The only reason that we even went to that was because the good people over at Foot Locker. Shout out to my guy over there that, you know, he put out a tweet and I was not expecting that. He said like any content creators in New York that like the Knicks. And all I did was say, let's go Knicks under the tweet. I wasn't thinking that this dude was going to say, yo, I have tickets, want to go make a video for Foot Locker and you could just go watch the game. I was like so blown away. So shout out to you and shout out to Foot Locker for holding it down because that was like a really, 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 I'll never forget that experience. It was really fun.
It was so cool. The seats like couldn't have been more perfect. They were just like such incredible seats. It was such a like great experience all around. We got to see so many fun people. I'm really sad Kylie wasn't there. I wanted to see her with Timothy, and so intrigued to know how, like, are Bad Bunny and Timothy friends, even though that's Kendall's ex and Kylie's current boyfriend.
But are they? Is that her ex though? Because
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the tea? Like, I needed to know.
There is tea there. And honestly, speaking of Timothée Chalamet, they're trying to say that he's like moving up in the ranks as like a Spike Lee to the Knicks.
Oh, he's like the Gen Z Spike Lee.
He's going to be like the next Spike Lee. Even though Spike Lee's not going anywhere, he's definitely going to be rocking with the Knicks until he literally can't move anymore.
Yeah.
But Timothée Chalamet is kind of moving up the ranks in the garden. Like they're about to give Spike Lee's seat to Timmy.
But I feel like he wouldn't be able to be Spike Lee until he was like older because he's too busy. He's going to be like filming Dune 74 in wherever they filmed that, some desert somewhere. Like he can't be at the Knick game, you know? So it's like he could go to the playoff games, so maybe some games. But
wait a second.
Spike Lee is at every single game.
I didn't even think of that. Will Timmy, this is a message to you. When you are filming Dune, he might miss a Knicks game or he might miss Dune. What do you think he would choose in that situation?
I mean, I don't know. If it was a playoff game, maybe he'd have to move filming around.
Timmy, like I said, this is a message to you. If the Knicks go to the finals, but you had to choose whether or not to film for Dune or go to the Knicks finals game, which one are you going to, bro?
Oh my God.
That would be crazy. But yeah.
I mean, he missed the Met Gala to watch it on an iPad, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's a super Knicks fan. Honestly, I'm going to be up there with him soon. I got my Knicks gear on. You see it? I'm a Knicks fan. Okay? But yeah.
And by the way, how's your neck feeling? How's your shoulder feeling?
Oh yeah, checking in. Yeah, we're talking about all types of stuff here. I don't know what I did. I had on the way to the Knicks game, driving down, there was a lot going on. And I'll be honest with you guys. There was the worst traffic that we ever had probably in my whole entire lifetime. I don't know about you, but it literally, guys, we only live like on a good day, maybe like an hour and a half.
No, when we drove back, it was an hour and 20 minutes.
An hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it should take to get to MSG from us. And it took like 3.5 hours to get there because we were in dead stop traffic. And on the way down, I had to pee. I get out the car on the side of the road. I'm like debating the whole time, like, where do we go? Should I hit a gas station? Should I go here? I was like, nah, I'll thug it out. We'll get there. Thinking that the traffic wasn't going to be that long. Whatever. Long story short, pull over on the side of the highway. There's cars zooming by. There's people everywhere. It's whatever. On the side of the road, get out the car. I pee on the side of the road, and this dude's driving by. He sees that I have a Brunson jersey on, and he yelled, "Let's go fucking Knicks!" He freaked me out, and I like jolted as I was peeing. And then meanwhile, I'm trying to make it where people aren't seeing my thing swinging in the side of the road. So I'm like hunched over, trying to make sure everything's good. And this dude startled me and I like jolted. And I think as I was just like tensed up, trying to keep my thing from being seen by the public.
Yeah, because did you say you were on the side of the highway?
Yeah, side of the highway, straight up. And, I jolted and it kind of like, I tweaked my like shoulder. And it sounds like old man problems, but like it was serious, bro. Like I couldn't breathe. Like in the car, I'm like,
It was serious, bro.
Was crazy.
I was peeing and threw out my shoulder.
I was peeing and threw my shoulder out, bro.
Did you pee on the car?
No, but
when
I
you
did.
jolted?
I peed on my shoe a little bit.
Oh God.
Yeah, but it was crazy, man. It was just a lot going on. Like it was
crazy, man.
It was crazy, man. There was just things everywhere.
Oh my God. No, because why you had to chug your like dragon fruit berry hydrating something that you get from Chick-fil-A. You had to chug
passion
the whole
fruit or no.
See,
pineapple, passion fruit, dragon fruit, whatever the hell it is.
I don't know.
It's so good. It's so good. But
that was your first mistake.
Yeah, there was a lot of things going on the way down there, man. Between the traffic, me throwing out my shoulder, having to pee on the side of the road 3 times, me thinking I was going to shit myself.
Your fear, how we talked about, I think we talked about it when we talked about Europe first, like our flight to Europe and all that, and you outed your fear about not being able to go to the bathroom. That was experienced in real time. Like the way that you had 75 different things come up for you as we went there and back. I was like, what's next for this man? He's going to break a toe. He's going to
Don't say that. Don't say that.
He threw out his back, shoulder, and neck all at the same time. Then he had to pee. Then the second we get there, he has to shit his pants.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
He's not even going to make it to the parking garage. We get there. He's like, I think we got to pull over. We got to pull over. I'm like, we're not pulling over again. Like, you need to just figure it out. And then he's like, oh my God. Like, do you think they have a bathroom? I was like, I'm just concerned about getting to the game on time at this point because the traffic was so bad. You're like, I gotta go. You get there, you're like, it was God. It was a miracle at work because I found the door on my own and it wasn't for customers.
No, but it wasn't. Remember, because so then we get back from the game, like everything goes on, amazing experience, one of the best moments of my life, whatever. We come back. I have to pee, but the guy, I hear him telling the lady, yelling at her. Like, not for customers, what the fuck, next time, no for da-da-da-da.
He was
He's yelling.
very upset.
He was going crazy. And so that was literally God, bro, because I would have shit myself. I really would have.
Oh my God, seriously.
I ran out the car, didn't say anything to anyone, got to the parking garage. I saw a red door. I took a guess. I jolted and I just was in there. I shit and we left and it was great.
Oh my God, imagine if you did do that. That would have been crazy.
It would have been terrible,
at least we would have been going to Foot Locker and you could have gotten some pants.
No, because like I'm really barbaric when it comes to if you have to go, like I will shit on the side of the street if I have to go. Straight up. I'm airing it out for the public. Like if I gotta go, I'm going. I don't care where I am, what's going on. Like it's coming out of me. I got to get the demons out, bro.
I am so the opposite. Like
Yeah,
I don't like going to the bathroom in public places.
Fuck that. If you got to go, you got to go.
I'm not shitting on the side of the road. I'll tell you that. We all know that you will. But the Knick game was fun. Besides the traffic there, it was good. And you didn't shit your pants. And then we made it home in 20 minutes, in an hour and 20 minutes. Everyone was like, oh my God, with the streets, how did you make it home? I was like, no, the drive home was the easy part. The way there was what took 4,000 friggin' hours. The drive home, we just had to make it through the people and then we were good.
Yeah, I mean, the drive home was great. And we got home and it just didn't feel real. And then, you know, seeing everything go on over the last couple of days, the Knicks are playing on this Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Eastern Conference Finals. I think they can take the Pacers. But you know what's funny? While all this was going on and we were in the streets of mayhem, I noticed on somebody's bag a Labubu. Do you know what a Labubu is?
A what?
A Labubu. What are you laughing at?
A what?
A Labubu. Do you know what they are? They're like going crazy all over the internet. They're like the hottest things out right now.
I feel like I've heard of it, I think. And I think I've seen it. Isn't it like a teddy bear or something?
No, don't disrespect it. Well, I guess, yeah. It's like, how should I say? It's like a teddy bear and a troll doll had a baby, but it's like a little demon and it's like cute but ugly and scary. It's like
that's appealing to people.
People love these things. I don't really understand like the hype. I kind of get it because like it's like I look at it as like a collectible. You know what I mean? Like people, you know, it's just like anything else. It's like how do I explain it? Remember the Beanie Babies?
I'm looking up what a Labubu.
Oh, you're looking it up. Yeah. You got to look them up. They're crazy looking.
But it's like a toy.
It's like kind of. It clips on.
It's like this.
That's a Labubu.
This looks like it would come alive and kill me in my sleep.
Yo, it really would. But look, listen, they retail, I want to say for like $50.
This is its face?
Yes, that's a Labubu. Look at it.
No thanks.
No, they're it right now. I'm honestly thinking about buying one.
No, how much do they cost?
They retail at $50, but some of them are reselling for like $150, $200.
Who makes them? Like, where did this come from?
So I think the place that I found it is called Pop Mart. They're on TikTok Shop and people sell them on there and they have like literally tens of thousands of orders. You can see how many were sold. So they're selling out like crazy. I don't know exactly who makes them. Maybe Labubu is the people that make them. I don't know too much. I just know that they're out here in a strong way and I think I'm going to buy one tomorrow.
Why?
Just to have. Like, I'm going to clip it. Maybe I'll take a fit pic for the gram or something.
Clip it?
Yeah, I'll clip it on my pants. People clip them on their bag or their pants.
How big are they?
They're like almost the size of your phone.
Clip it on your pants?
Yeah,
I
they
feel
have,
that looks like a predator or something.
Like a what?
Like a predator, like a
What's
child predator. Like why do people have like stuffed animals clipped to their pants? Grown men with stuffed animals clipped to their pants?
Yeah, I mean, I never looked at it like that. I guess it's like, I don't know. I've seen guys have them and I've seen girls wear them on like their purses or their bags or whatever.
I don't get it. I truly don't get it.
I don't really either. I think I'm going to buy one just for the hype though. Maybe I'll make a video, like I'll buy one, make a video about like making fun of them.
So it's like an outfit, it wears different outfits and then you put it on your outfit or you put it in your house as like decor.
I think you could do whatever you want with it. But yeah, there are outfits people can buy. Like you can change its little outfits up and stuff.
And so then certain faces and outfits go for more money type of thing?
I guess. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it goes like.
There's
but
like certain...
I think I would just raw dog mine. Like I would just keep it as a little teddy bear. No clothes, no nothing. I would just keep it plain.
A naked Labubu? And you're going to clip it on your pants?
Naked Labubu, baby.
No, this is not making me feel better.
Yeah. I mean...
Wait, it doesn't come clothed?
I don't think they come clothed, no.
No, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they come... Like you just saw it. Like
that
a little teddy bear.
had a little outfit on.
Oh, did it?
It had a little brown outfit on.
No, that's not... No, that's the Labubu. That's its fur.
That's its fur?
That's not its
outfit. It has
outfit.
a bunny suit on.
No, that's the Labubu. They all look like that. You can buy clothes for them though.
No, what?
Yeah.
Like this? Different colors?
Yeah, different colors. And then there's outfits that you put on them.
People are so weird, man. Like I seriously, you know what they remind me of? Did your mom ever have those things that my family would do it, especially around Christmas time, but all year round?
Oh, those things,
What
man?
were they called? Like the
No. I'm not with
what were
those.
they called?
I'm not with
Annabelle's? No, Annalise?
Annalisa's or something?
Something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly.
They
what you
literally
mean.
looked like squirrels, like little rodent, weird. They were so creepy and weird. And my whole family is like obsessed with them. Like my cousins will give them to each other, my aunts, my whatever.
Yeah, your family does love those.
Which is like a cute little thing, but they just are so strange looking to me. And that's what that kind of reminds me of. Like, is it that type of energy where you have the Christmas one and then you have this one and this one and this one and like you collect them all and like pass them down?
I don't know. It's kind of, it's like Pokemon mixed with like those Annalisa things. They give me demon vibes, bro. I'm not really.
Why does everyone want to like be demonic?
Oh God, let's not even talk about that. You know how the comments loves to get us. We're Bible humpers.
Wait, also, I wasn't even thinking that when you say demonic, it automatically means like you're like has anything to do with Jesus. Like, I guess it makes sense when you think about it. But like when I say demonic, I'm not even thinking like that. I'm just like, it's
evil energy.
Yeah, like evil, like dark, weird energy. Like, why do I need a creepy doll that looks like it's like the doll of Chucky gonna stab me?
Yeah, no, I remember back in the day when you had those American Girl dolls, I would literally, anytime I went to your crib, I remember I would like flip it around. I don't want those things staring at me when I'm in the crib. Like they look like they're gonna come alive. So
yeah, that's fair. Dolls are creepy. And the American Girl dolls, their eyes literally would blink.
No, they would blink. I remember, oh my God, I remember I was sitting on the couch and your little thing blinked and I didn't know that they blinked at the time and it freaked me out so hard. It was crazy.
Well, they don't blink like randomly. They blink like their eyelids would move. So if they got like moved.
They would, but I remember that thing blinked when it wasn't supposed to. So.
Yeah. You can't trust it. You never came back over for years and years. Years to come.
No, it's just, it's not good. So yeah, the Labubus are a thing.
Okay, so maybe one Labubu, but like that's, I think, where I need to draw the line. Maybe like not even one because I'm really scared.
I saw they had them at our mall, so maybe I'll get one.
Is it the type of thing that there's probably like fake ones or you have to buy
I think it is a fake one, but you can't really like tell like what's a fake one, you know? Like if it's a little doll. If it's the same thing.
I can't believe grown adults are clipping a stuffed animal to their pants. That is like the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Yeah,
it is kind of weird. Another weird thing that I heard. Did you hear about Mr. Tory Lanez?
No. Oh wait, yeah.
You did.
He got stabbed 12 times or something.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh, it's crazy. That's like the first thing that comes to mind is this man got stabbed.
Yeah, but isn't that what it is?
Yeah, I mean that did happen, but there's just so much more to this Tory Lanez thing, and it kind of ties in with like DDG, Chris Brown. Like there's just so much going on to Jay-Z, Rock Nation. I don't even know if I'm allowed to speak on it because they might come after me.
Wait, what are you saying?
That's what's going on right now.
Well, I heard he was stabbed in jail.
Yeah, he got
like
stabbed
a mad times.
14 times and survived. Shout out to Tory, bro. That man is alive. He's out here.
Isn't he in jail because of Meg Thee Stallion?
Yeah, I guess.
He shot her in the foot?
People were saying that he shot Megan Thee Stallion, but now it's coming out that the bodyguard of the girl Kelsey, who is Megan Thee Stallion's best friend, who Tori, I guess, was sleeping with both of them. The bodyguard said that he came out and heard Kelsey say that she shot the gun. I don't know, bro. It's getting mixy. It's getting all diced up. Things are getting crazy. I think after Tori got stabbed that many times, the bodyguard just felt like, holy shit, this guy literally almost died for literally something he didn't do. And it's getting crazy.
What does the girl Kelsey say?
I don't know. Megan and Kelsey haven't really said anything yet. I think Megan Thee Stallion today, I didn't read what she said, but she just came out and said something about basically saying like she didn't do it and da-da-da.
She didn't do what? Kelsey didn't?
Yeah, that Kelsey didn't do it, and that like it's just crazy how the world is trying to portray this man as like not, as innocent when he's not. But I don't know what to believe, man. I'm kind of really believing, and I know people are going to be upset with this, but free Tori, bro. Free Tori. Like, what's going on? The man got stabbed 14 times over something he didn't do, allegedly didn't do. That's crazy.
Well, why was he stabbed? I don't get it.
So they're saying that Jay-Z orchestrated this whole thing and Rock Nation orchestrated him being stabbed because they knew that the New York Times was going to come out the next day with like incriminating things against Megan or Kelsey. So they literally set him up to die in jail. And it was like this whole, it's crazy. It's crazy. The whole thing
stabbed him? Another inmate?
Some inmate who like had life.
So they think they like paid him off.
They paid him off, or maybe they were going to do something. Like they told
Give him like he can get out early.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows what was going to happen? But yeah, Tory Lanez, the whole thing is crazy. And then now DDG with his whole baby mama situation.
What's like, I heard that he was like abusing her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bruises and stuff. I saw pictures.
That too. It's a touchy like subject. I don't ever want to like seem like I'm defending someone if he really did abuse a woman. That's like, you can't come back from that. That's like low life scum behavior. Mm-hmm. But I just keep seeing more and more things saying that he didn't do it. And it's like kind of crazy how it then ties into this Tory Lanez stuff. And it's like Rock Nation and Jay-Z like orchestrating these things to shut all of these guys up. It's kind of weird how it all is happening. It's weird.
Because Tory Lanez and DDG are friends?
So they've made music together, but Haley's Haley is signed to Rock Nation under Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. Megan Thee Stallion is signed to Rock Nation under Jay-Z. And apparently, these guys having issues with these girls, it's been like Rock Nation is taking these digs and these jabs to get these guys out of here. So it's all crazy though. It's all crazy stuff.
I feel like Jay-Z, I'm like waiting for the moment where like things really come out about him, because I feel like it did for a second with after the Diddy stuff, where then someone alleged, I think there was like an underage girl, that he did something to her, like sexually abused her. And then he like won the case or whatever. Someone dropped the charges. I forget exactly what happened. But I feel like there's like more to the story, not necessarily with that, but just like with him. I feel like there's weird, shady things that like you always hear about, but then nothing like really goes mainstream with him. I feel like I'm waiting for the moment for more stuff to come out, because what are people saying? Are people thinking Jay-Z did it?
Yeah, it's like that's what's going on. Like everybody's, because then Chris Brown came out and said free Tory on his Instagram story, and then the next day he gets arrested in a different. It's just all of these things keep happening where like if you speak on anything that has to do with Rock Nation, you're done. That's why I don't even want to speak on it, because I'm not trying to
come for us.
I'm not trying to have them come for us. Jay-Z, no beef, bro, no beef.
Okay, so who's in jail? Tory Lanez and Chris Brown.
In jail. Chris Brown's in jail.
But DDG's not in jail.
DDG's not in jail yet. They're saying that's the next step, because they're going to try and take him out with the whole he beat his girl thing. And if that doesn't
that's
work,
what the conspiracy is.
Then they're going to try and put him in jail or...
But why would his baby moms lie about him like physically abusing her?
I don't know. I don't know. The whole that's always such like a touchy, sticky subject. Like I said, I don't want to seem like I'm defending someone. If he really did put his hands on her, that's disturbing, but there's just a lot to it. I know he seems, from what it seems like, he doesn't seem like he would do that. And he also is like a really good dad. The kid's involved, so it gets like weird. She's trying to take custody of the kid. It's just like all this, it's messy.
It's tough. I feel like people just be having kids, and especially when they're rich, it's like, okay, yeah, like I have money, I'm gonna have this kid, this, and that. And then there's just so many people that ends up like co-parenting because it doesn't work out. And it's just sad because it makes it so complicated. Like, especially people like them, if they're probably travel a lot. And then how do you be with both parents? If it sounds really tumultuous, if she's alleging that he hit her, obviously they're not getting along. So they're not going to be able to co-parent very well. It's just so crazy. It's sad because I don't really like follow either of them super closely, but I did see pictures of them here and there and stuff, and they always looked cute. So it's sad.
I know, it is sad. And I'm like, that's like my side of the internet, the whole pop culture, Twitch streamer, content creator, rapper, like all that stuff. I always see it. So every day there's something new about all of this, everything that we just spoke about. So it's like, it's kind of crazy all that's going on. But
when's Chris Brown supposed to get out? Because that's like your man's.
I don't know. That is my man's. That's like my, I get it. All right. It's like people always come for me that I love Chris Brown. They're like, what's wrong with you?
No, and I would love to get other people's opinions on this, but the other day you literally tried to say that Chris Brown is equivalent to Michael Jackson. And I don't agree.
I mean,
at all.
I always like to, it's kind of messed up what this podcast is doing to me because I feel like I have to watch what I say with you people now because
no, you don't.
These clips have been going crazy and like people are just coming for me in the comments and it's like, I'm not that guy, bro. Like I already know what people are going to say.
Oh, because he
hit Rihanna and this guy likes Chris Brown. He's a piece of shit too. It's that's not where I'm going with this. I just have always loved Chris Brown as an artist, like
no, his music is incredible. But I'm not even talking about personal level because people could say the same about Michael Jackson with like the child abuse thing, like sexual abuse and all of that, and like the pedophilia stuff with him. Like people could say that about him. I'm talking about musically, like Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. I feel like still Michael Jackson was more like worldwide, generationally known as like Michael Jackson, like this household name, and Chris Brown is obviously a household name, but I don't think same level as Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Chris Brown, if you break it down, like, I think it's the way that he could sing. Obviously, he has an amazing voice. He has hits. And it's just the way he dances, though. And
it's the style of his music. His music style is the kind of music style you like similar to like Justin Bieber almost, and like other certain artists that you really love that aren't as well known. You always love the same kind of style of music, and it's really fun to like dance to. It feels
upbeat,
like upbeat, high energy, but it's kind of like R&B mixed with like pop at the same time. It's a good vibe. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, but like I was saying, Chris Brown versus Michael Jackson are in comparison too. It's like Chris Brown can dance, bro. Like I think personally better than Michael Jackson could. Chris Brown could do front flips, back flips, crazy things on stage while being in sold out arenas, singing, dancing. He could paint you a picture. He's good at basketball. Like he could do everything. Like he's good at everything. It's kind of crazy.
And people with you, if they play basketball, like they win such brownie points for you.
Oh yeah, but he's just good at like so many things. Like Chris Brown's one of those guys, and his aura is on another level. Like he just seems like
when he does put out hits, they are really good. Like especially when he did the song with Drake and they did like the music video, they did like the dance battle and all that.
Yeah.
When he did the song with Justin, where Justin Bieber was in the music video, or was that?
No, that was Drake, but I know what you're saying. Justin Bieber was
I'm thinking of Freaky Friday. I'm sorry.
Freaky Friday is one of the best.
Lil Dicky. I'm thinking
ever.
because I was thinking of when someone else was pretending to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And that was so good. That song is hilarious. Like when he does choose to, I feel like he doesn't really come out with albums now. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Has he come out with an album in a while?
Nah, he hasn't.
So, but like he'll here and there kind of do songs still. Like I think it was recent, the Christmas song he came out with in the past few years.
Yeah, that was a good song.
And that's a great song, but I feel like I only know about it because of you. Nobody else listens to it.
No, it's great music. He makes very good music. So it's like, that's why I compare them. And I know Chris Brown, his idol is Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? So it's
it is?
Yeah, he always talks about it. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's that. And also he makes really cool slides.
Oh, like shoes?
Yeah, Chris Brown sent me a pair of, they actually sent me a couple pairs of their slides.
Weren't they 3D printed?
Yeah. They look like they're 3D printed. I don't know if they like 100% are, but they do look like they are.
Yeah, they're really cool.
They're really cool. They're comfortable. But what else did we do in the last time? Oh, we went to a birthday party.
Oh, yeah. We went to I was gonna say niece and nephews, but they're not my niece and nephews. My cousin's kids. So what would that be? How does that work?
They're kind of like nieces
They're like
and
your great. Am I like their great? No, I'm like their second cousin.
You're like
my
their
mom
third?
would be like their great aunt.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Yeah. Yeah, but that was fun. We went to the Knick game and then we ended up seeing them there and not even knowing that my family was there. All these other people were there that we didn't know. That
there
was
so
really
many
cool.
people at the Knick game, yeah.
Yeah. And I was just thinking about how it's like so funny. We were talking about it a little bit where I find myself in situations if I don't know somebody, I want to go up to them and be like, hey, I'm Brittany. Nice to meet you, whatever. If you don't end up getting introduced, right? You're in places where maybe people moving around, you're not going to necessarily get introduced to somebody. But then I stop myself because I'm like, have this crippling fear that I've already met them. And I'm going to be like, hi, I'm Brittany. So nice to meet you. They're like, oh yeah, we met like 3 other times. And like, I know who you are. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm an asshole. And so then I just like don't ever introduce myself. And then it's like not weird because it's like you'll still talk to people, but you never like fully introduce yourself. Do you find you do that, or is that just like a me thing?
Yeah, no, I'm the worst with that. I'm actually like the worst when it comes to that.
You won't introduce yourself.
Nah, like if I'm there, because I just feel like you don't have to introduce yourself because if you're there in the situation, if someone wants to speak to you, I'm not like unapproachable. Like you could speak to me. You know what I mean? I don't.
No, but like when you're going around a party and you're saying hi to everybody, or you're in a situation where. If we're at the Knicks game or whatever, and you're going and there's multiple people, and then you're kind of like saying hi, and then you like kind of skip over, you're like, do I know you or not? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's happened.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's happened to me mad times where I've introduced myself and they were like, yeah, remember me from this? And I was like, oh, yes, I remember that.
And you're
having
like,
no idea. Yeah, no clue.
Not
who
a clue.
They were. So.
No, the amount of times people come up to you and then you walk back over to me after and I'm like, who was it? You're like, couldn't tell you.
No, that happens. Yeah, that happens a lot. But I feel like it's because I'm always like, nice to people and whatever. So like I'll meet someone or like they know me from social media or they knew me from this person that they know or whatever. So I feel like that's happened so many times and I'm just like, I just shook your hand, said what up, whatever, and I have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
Like couldn't even tell you who the hell you are at all.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know what to do in those situations. Like, should I just risk it all and just introduce myself and be like, risk the chance of being rude? Or is it better off just, you kind of just talk to them, but you never really formally say who you are? I can't decide.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think you just be you. And if it happens and it's awkward, you just, oh, yeah, I forgot. I did meet you there. Like just play it off like you remember.
Yeah. I hate when that happens though. It makes me feel so bad to do that to people. That's why even when I meet people, I'm like, or I say bye or something, I'm not like, oh, it was so nice to meet you, just in case. I'm always like, oh, it was good to see you.
It's good to see you. Yeah, we had a great time.
Because I've done that one too many times and then the other person's like, wait, what? Like,
what?
You don't remember me? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Because when people do that to me, it doesn't feel the best. So I don't want to do that to them. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Made me think.
Yeah.
But should we get into our...
We could get into it, but one thing before we
tips?
do that, I do want to say we saw someone at the Knick game that I was like fangirling out a little bit.
Oh.
I was fangirling.
Wait, that's so funny. Yes, when we were at the Knick game, okay, I love watching the toast.
The toast is the best.
And we were at the Knick game, and you were... Where we were sitting... we were in our seats, and then because I think, what was it? We saw on Claudia's from the toast, we saw on her story that she was there or whatever. And you were like, they were walking out, she was with her husband. And you were like, wait, isn't that like...
That's Ben. That's Ben. I was like, yo, that is Ben. He had the chain on and whatever. And I saw him walking and they were pretty close to us, like definitely... like the row over from us. So I was like, wait a second. And I literally just wanted to get up and go say what up. But it was like...
I know, we should have. I was just like, she's pregnant. She wants to go home. Yeah. I don't want to bother her.
They left early, by the way. Like you definitely paid a lot of money for those seats. And because I know we were not too far off from you, and I know how much the tickets were. So you guys definitely paid a lot of money for those seats, and you got up early and left, which I respect.
Well, they were winning by like 30.
They were winning by so much, and she's pregnant, and they were like, we had enough, we're out.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But I swear I was this close going to say what up. I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be the fangirl or whatever, but I feel like it would have been a good interaction.
Yeah, yeah. And you were like, we could go say hey. I was like, no.
No, but honestly though, because they were in the same thing as us.
It was really funny.
Literally, we would have seen them. I could have went up to them and been like, hey, what's up?
I feel like seeing people that you either like listen to their podcast or you watch like a show they're on, like reality TV or something like that or whatever, and then you see them out in like the wild, it feels like the same energy as if you would like see your teacher at the grocery store. You're like, wait, it's like out of context. Like, what do I do? Like, this feels so weird. You're supposed to be in my phone or like in my TV and you're in real life. Like, that's so
No,
strange.
it's funny because the toast, for me at least, I feel like inspires like what we're doing. For me, like I do. I watch them. I kind of like study how they do things. Like
they have it to a science because they're like doing 5 days a week. I mean, so they've been
doing this forever, and it's like cool how Ben has his own podcast. Like they're the podcast goats, one of them at least. Like they're definitely they've been doing this for a long time. So I just wanted to pick her brain, and it's funny you say that because I should have just did it because in my own right. You
have your own following.
I have my own, like people were taking pictures with me outside the Knicks game. So it's like, I've built what I've built. They've built what they built. It should have just been a little, hey, Claudia, I see you. I love the toast. Love what you're doing. Can I get a pic? See you later. It would have been dope.
I'm sure you guys would have great vibes.
Oh, it would have been awesome. But yeah, maybe, listen, at some point in life, Claudia, toasters. We will meet and I will see you at some point. Because you guys are great. I love what you're doing.
No, you would be a toaster.
No, like
the people that watch
are toasters. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, let's get into our relationship and cute. What makes us us and advice for people out there listening that maybe want, some support and just to hear how to keep a healthy relationship in the world. Because, this podcast is really about our, relationship and just how unique and special we really are together as a couple.
We're unique and special?
Come on, that's not even a debate.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay, so let's talk about what you think is something that is kind of one of those key things. Because I feel like something with us is we've touched on this throughout different episodes, but in our kind of younger years, since we've been together since we're basically 10, who knows when that turned into an actual real adult relationship, but we've basically been together forever. And in our younger years, a lot of that was just like chaotic and toxic because we were 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And also like when you're in high school, college, you're figuring things out, whatever. But compared to now, I feel like for the most part, obviously nobody's perfect, but we have a really good relationship. Like we're very close. I trust you implicitly. Like whatever. So it's interesting to think about what changed from when we were younger, obviously besides just our age, to where we are now. And we're able to kind of look at it and see, okay, this is what we used to do and that did not work. And now we're here. And these are the things that like we tweaked a little bit to get us to where we are now, which is in a pretty successful place, I would say.
No, we're in a very successful place. And I could back everything you just said. Like it's just everything that we've been through and everything that we, continue to go through. I think it all stems from like having an open mind and being open with one another and also be willing to like, I guess, grow or change and evolve like with whatever it is that's going on. And it's just hard to really say though, because we're in such a place that we've done the work, so now it's kind of like we're on autopilot. I don't like
autopilot.
No, not autopilot, but kind of autopilot. Like we don't really argue about things.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like there's something that we have to like fix right now.
I do think from time to time about how when we were younger, and I feel like a lot of people may be going through this in their life right now, And it doesn't have to be that way if anyone is. But it's like when we were younger, we used to live in anxiety every day about our relationship. Like I used to worry every day about like what you were doing, what was going to happen. You would have anxiety about me. Like we would just live, our baseline was that underlying anxiety. And now I haven't felt like that in so long. Like seriously, oh my gosh, terrible. Like thank God. And we went through all of that to get to the place now where it's just like, I get what you're saying now, autopilot, where we don't have to really, we do things for each other and we care about each other and we put effort into our relationship, but we don't have to sit and like, it doesn't feel like work in a way. It feels just kind of like very natural, and like we have our baseline's much more neutral now instead of more tumultuous like it was before.
Yeah, well, I say that because we've done and been there. I guess that we could get into that, like things that make it so strong and like have that foundation, because, you know, it took a lot of work to get there. Like, yeah, it didn't happen overnight. And like all the things that we've done working on, I feel like the number one thing too is working on yourself before you worry about a relationship. Like you shouldn't, if you're not in, you know, your best headspace or your, I guess, best self, if you're not living authentically and like living in your best version of you, don't worry about a relationship, because you can't, if you're not confident in yourself or if you're not like happy with who you are, why are you in then turn like putting that on someone else that you're in a relationship with? You know what I mean? It's like you shouldn't ever, you got to be always working on yourself and always like loving yourself, putting the work into yourself. Because I know when those couple years when we weren't together and I worked on myself, that's the reason why we're able to be together today, is because I did, you know, go through it and went through the trenches by myself and like figured out who I was, what my morals are, who I am as a person, what my values are, everything. And that made me who I am to then now become the best version of me and then give that to you, you know?
Yep. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think if we're giving 5 keys to being kind of what makes something successful, a relationship successful, the number one, I completely agree, is kind of cleaning up your side of the street. And I think a lot of people are walking around here in like codependency, and people are kind of, they use their relationship to help like regulate their own mood, and they don't feel safe in themselves. Like I think when we were younger, either of us didn't know how to be alone because we had never been alone. Like the thought of being by myself was seriously the most terrifying thought in the world. And then when it actually happened and I was like, oh, I'm okay. Like I can be okay by myself. I just would rather be with you, but I don't like need you to like exist. Like I can still have things in myself that I'm valuable for, things that I can do to self-regulate, things I can do to like work through my issues. I don't need to, you're not my only like kind of like essentially coping skill in life.
Yeah.
And once I realized that, then it was like, okay, now we can choose to be with each other, not we're only with each other because we feel like we have to be. And it's like we're too scared to leave each other and we're only with each other out of fear.
No, yeah, you said that perfectly, because you shouldn't, that's just toxic. You can't be with someone just out of like fear or like not knowing what life is like without them. And don't get me wrong, even to this day, like you are the most important thing in my life. And like, there's a difference though. Like I know that regardless, like I'm good with who I am. You know what I mean? I'm good with or without you. As that sounds so messed up to me.
No, but I don't think it does. But I know what you mean. But I don't think it does, because it's like, it's not healthy to feel like someone is your, I know it sounds romantic to be like, you're my everything, you're my world. And like, yes, that's true. But also it's like, I want you to have your own things. I want you to like be secure in yourself and know who you are, where you're like, listen, yeah, if for some reason you didn't exist, I would be okay. I'd be able to like deal with my life. I have ability to cope in life, versus someone who's like, I need you for every single thing. Like that's not the vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Like you want someone has independence but chooses to be with you, isn't with you because they have no choice. It's like it is romanticized, but in reality it's like it's more romantic for someone to choose. They don't need to be with you, but they choose to be with you because they fuck with you and they love you for who you are.
Yeah, no, that's facts. I mean, like I just said, you really are the most important thing in my life. Like that's just a fact. But it's also at the same time, I have to know how to maneuver with or without you in ways that is a healthy way. Not like, I don't know if that sounds right, but it's like, you're the most important thing. And obviously, like, I'm not gonna lie, without you, I'd be fucking lost. But like, I'm still strong and independent enough where like, I'm gonna make it work. Like,
like of course you'd be lost without me, but also like you'd be okay, but like secretly you'd be lost without me.
But also in that same like sentence, we choose to be together because we enhance each other's lives. You know what I mean?
That.
It's not like we need each other to survive and I'm gonna die without you. It's like,
because it used to be kind of like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we
it
were
was.
like young and toxic, and like when you're young, you're like, you're my one and only soulmate in the whole wide world. And like seriously, like I don't want to live if like I can't be with you. And like that sounds so great and stuff. And like parts of that are true and whatever. But yeah, it's like was so unhealthy. Cause then there's also this pressure. And it's like this. It's like you're not your own person. It's codependency. And it's then I think when we were young too, you would feel that pressure. Like if you make a mistake or don't do everything perfect, then you're like, this person's whole existence is relying on me. And that's like really scary when you're 15 years old just trying to figure out what the hell you're even doing.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, that's great. All that to say. So number one, I guess 5 tips is one is having your shit together and being stable in who you are. And I guess not having that codependency, right? Like really owning who you are and standing on what you believe in, having your morals in check. And I guess, like you said, cleaning up your side of the street and like being the best version of you.
Yeah. And it's funny you said that first, because I was going to kind of say it last because that was the one that I find most important, but you said it first because you find it most important. No, but it's good. With that, the other thing that I think ties into that is I think a lot of people want to project a lot of times. And sometimes I notice as I get older that if I'm having a conversation with somebody, and I'll use my sisters as an example because it's just like neutral to use them. And if you guys are listening, I love you. But if they're like in an argument and one of them is saying, okay, I'm mad at you because you did X, Y, and Z. And then the other one is saying, I'm mad at you because you did X, Y, and Z. A lot of times they're saying the same exact thing about each other, just in like slightly different fonts, essentially. Mm-hmm. But they're kind of describing why they're upset with the other one for the same. If you root it back down, it's kind of the same reason. And I feel like in relationships, like romantic relationships, people do that a lot too, where essentially your partner is going to be your biggest mirror. And people don't always want to take kind of like ownership in a way of what they're upset about. So maybe like you do something and I have to find that I check in with myself and I'm like, listen, am I mad at him because I'm just kind of projecting something that's an insecurity for me or a trigger for me and I'm kind of choosing to be in a fight about it? Or did he genuinely do something that's truly messed up? Maybe it's a little bit of both at the same time. But I'll say to myself when I get mad at somebody, even not in romantic relationships too, but especially in romantic relationships, I think about what happened. Like maybe you're on your phone, right? That's something that is maybe one of the only things we really kind of like bicker about is when I feel like you're on your phone and not present. And he has 2 phones too. And
I don't know where my other one is right now. It's on the chair over there.
Shock. But when you're doing that, I'll check in with myself too. And I'm like, the reason it bothers me is because I feel like you're not being present. So I'll check in with myself and I'm like, where am I not being present? Like, do I do that too? Because a lot of times we want to point fingers and say to other people, you did this wrong and you did that wrong. And I think the key in a lot of relationships is taking a pause before you go and want to point your fingers and say, I do that too. Like the thing that I'm mad at this person about, I also do that. And where can I take the accountability and the things I can control and changing those things? Like if he's on his phone and not present, where am I showing up and not being present? And how can I own that? And then also have a conversation with you and say, okay, but I feel like you're not being present here and this is why it bothers me. And I know in these areas I can be more present. Because usually if someone's doing something, you're doing the same thing, again, just in a different font. And usually if you work on yourself and you kind of make those tweaks, the thing that the other person is doing, they kind of like naturally just like energetically change without you even realizing when you work on yourself first.
No, that's interesting because I was gonna, that whole time you were just saying that, in my head I was thinking, well, it's funny because if you work on yourself, that won't even happen. Like you'll have that like natural like instinct almost to just know like this is the best version of me. And if say it's about being present, right? Just use that as an example.
Yeah.
It's like, if I know that bothers her, I already know that internally. So let me be the best version of me and just be more present. Like, let me put the phone down. And if I know that upsets you, let me work on that. Let me make conscious effort of like, all right. And look, it's hard because that's like really one of the things that like I feel like we do because, you know, this is my whole life. I run multiple businesses off this thing. Like a lot goes on. Like if I gave the average person my phone, they wouldn't know how to like maneuver. They wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, no, you're on phone calls for like 6 hours a day. It's like pretty psychotic.
Yeah. Text messages, social media, phone
I know,
calls,
just phone
emails.
calls you're on. I'm being serious. Like you'll all be on the phone, like on a phone call for like 6 hours a day.
But
and
multiple different
no,
calls.
that's what I mean. Yeah, like phone calls for, if you add it up collectively, for probably 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then you're also on your text. You're also on social media. You're all like all these other things. Like I'm saying 6 hours a day for just phone calls. Like then add all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're on your phone a lot.
It's crazy. I know it, but look, this is the life I chose. This is what supports our family. And like, I know it's hard to separate the phones and work from like our lives. You know what I mean? So that's something that I try to work on. At least I'm not the best at it at all. I know that that's something to work on, but it is true. Like you said, like work on yourself, know your faults and just work at them every day. You're not going to be perfect, but you have to at least you have to take accountability. Accountability is such like a strong thing in a relationship. Like you can't just be pointing fingers, blaming. Like that's the person you love. You know what I mean? If that's something that upsets them, you have to know that and then take accountability, tweak it out a little bit and, you know, just work on yourself every day. And that's, you know, life isn't perfect, but you could try to just better yourself each day.
Yeah, I feel like accountability is huge and it goes hand in hand. Like self-work and accountability are the same thing. Like if someone's calling you out on something, I feel like in a relationship, it's super easy to just deflect and be like, well, you do that too. Like you said that I didn't do X, Y, and Z thing and like you didn't do this thing. And like I'll catch myself doing that all the time. Like
I do that all the time to you. And I feel bad when I do it. You'll say something and I'm like, you know, oh, well, you didn't do this. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm doing that bullshit right now. Like, I got to stop.
It's because it's easier to do that because it's hard to take accountability sometimes, even in small ways, because you're admitting that like you messed up, even if it's just like, oh, I didn't put the dish in the dishwasher. I put it in the sink or whatever it is. But it's like when it comes to at least the bigger things, I feel like it does make a huge difference when your partner is telling you something. I really try, if you tell me something, to really listen. Like if there's something that you think I do that bothers you and I can tell you're telling me in a way where you really mean it. And this ties into, we could say, number 2 of communication.
100%.
But if you're telling me something and you're serious, but not like you're coming at me like, you did this and I'm so mad at you. But you're just coming to me and saying like, you know, I'm not trying to come off any type of way, but I just want you to know that X, Y, and Z happened and it didn't feel the best when you did that, or I didn't love this, or it would mean a lot to me if you did this instead, or whatever it is. I really try my best, I'm not perfect, but to put like my ego aside for a second. And even if I don't 100% agree with you, I try to hear what you're saying and get that it means a lot to you. So let me put a pause because I want to make you happy and I want to understand your perspective. And I think that's a big part of communication in relationships is people live through their lens and then they forget that someone else has a whole different lens. And it doesn't mean they're wrong just because they see it different than you. And sometimes if you take a step back, kind of put the ego aside for a second and are like, okay, I don't fully agree, but like, let me try to see where they're coming from. And they're communicating with me and I want to say, okay, I'll make an effort to not do that to the best I can. I'm not perfect, but like, I'll try. I think some people are too scared to even take that accountability. And then it's just rather like, put it back on the other person, and then it's just bicker.
Yeah, well, people's egos get in the way, like you said. And I feel like a big thing, communication, we've said it so many times on this podcast, is like up there for probably the most important thing in a relationship, to keep a relationship, I guess, like well-oiled and keep the gears going and like just really making it run. It's like the heart of a relationship. You have to communicate and be open and honest, but putting that ego to the side too, for a lot of people. I mean, in a relationship, you should never, your ego shouldn't be there, because at the end of the day, a relationship is about teamwork. Like you guys are on the, anyone, whatever relationship it is, you're on the same team. Like you guys should be open, honest, communicative. Like there's so many things. The list could go on and on of so many things that you should do to keep your team at the top of its game. You know what I mean? Like you're always going to want to work on things that you have to do to, just keep your team. Teamwork makes the dream work, is what I always say.
Hell, I had some help.
Yeah, but no, it's so true. Like you said, communication, building your team, and just being on the same page at all times, I feel like is like such a...
I feel like you're such a boy building your team. Like, what
are you talking about?
You're just like a team. Like, like I feel like that is how so many girls do, but so many guys find like lessons in life is through teams. So it's just funny, but it is. You're right. It's a team.
No, we are on the same team. Like, look, when we start building our roster out, like pretty soon, it's like, we got to be on the same page as mom and dad to make sure
that'll have to be a whole nother episode, like when we do have kids, kind of like things that we've learned that are like the keys for parenting. Because that's true. I think it's even hard. We don't have kids yet, but you see it on obviously such a small scale with Moon and just like in life. But it is true with communication, because you don't want someone to always be like the bad parent and then the good parent. And then you want to be on a team. So I do agree with you. It is... It's important. It's
super important. But speaking on Moon too, like you even talking about that, like Moon has been like a stepping stone to like what it's going to be like as parents. And even with Moon, like we're the shit. Like we're so cool. We're going to be cool parents. Like we have like a little system down together. And like, it's just, even just having Moon for the last year and a half or whatever it is that we've had him, he's like our little baby. And like, it's been super cool, like seeing like a glimpse into what like we're going to be like as parents,
I know. I feel like it should be not a requirement, because obviously everyone can do what they want, but I do feel like there's something to be said for having a pet before you have kids, because I feel like I've learned so many lessons already, and there's so many on a way smaller scale, obviously, of things that the ways I can see how things will change, like as you become a parent. And there's so many little things that he's taught me.
Oh yeah.
It's insane.
Oh no, it's wild. I mean, I'll say like one of the most important ones, but before I get into that, one thing that's changed for me probably the most out of anything since Moon is that little guy, man. Every single day, 5 o'clock in the morning jumps on top of me and licks me. Every single day. Paws me, licks me, scratches me, wakes me up every day, 5 a.m. And that's something that I've gotten used to. It's part of my little routine in life. So that's that. But I think another thing that steps into like also relationship, I guess, one of the top 5 things is compassion. Like Moon has really given me, and I've always been like a softie, emotional, Pisces, whatever you want to call it. But like he's really given me that next level of like compassion. Like even when you like are with him and like we always say Moon's mommy and stuff, like just little things that you guys do, like I see you two and I just like it sparks, like puts this spark in my heart that just makes me like, yo, I love, like this is what life is,
in my heart.
Yeah, like it's like the compassion side of things in a relationship is like such an important piece, like I'll never, I don't know. I've seen people be very, very toxic in relationships. Like, where's your compassion? Like, that's supposed to be the person that you love more than anything. Like, where is your compassion? Like, some people get really spicy and get really just, it goes south real quick and very toxic real quick. So it's like, I feel like having compassion towards the person you love is like, I mean, that goes on, it's unspoken. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing, but some people need to learn compassion.
Well, they say that it's basically a sure, like guaranteed that your marriage or relationship is coming to an end once you hit the point of contempt, which is essentially like when somebody says something and you just look at them with like disgust almost, and like you just, you know, that feeling where, or you've seen relationships like that where it's just very, you can tell that they breathe and the other person is like, I cannot stand you.
Yeah.
And they
sad.
lose that sense of compassion. And I think that compassion is so important to come back to, in the sense of when you get really comfortable with somebody, you start to be yourself fully, which is amazing. But I think also sometimes you start to become really honest, which is good, but you also are almost so honest in a way that's really direct because you know you can be, and you know that they're still going to be there, kind of the same way people can be with siblings or parents sometimes, because you know that they're always going to be there. And that compassion piece is missing, and then it just becomes very harsh, and it's like labeled as maybe honesty, but it's not. Maybe there's a twinge of like resentment or other things in there. And I think it's important to be, what are we on, number 3? Like I would think,
Three or four, one of them.
That key would be like being honest, being compassionately honest, like, or honest in a compassionate way, because it's really important to share things. It's really important that even when it feels really uncomfortable for me to share something that's bothering me, to still tell you, and vice versa, and talk about it when it's a small issue before it grows into a huge issue. I think that is so important in a successful long-term relationship. It is so crucial to be open and honest. But there's also a way to do it, because some people will say that they're being honest, but they're also being like cruel. And that compassion piece is important. Like maybe you have to share something with your partner that you don't want to share because it's going to hurt their feelings, and you have to say it in a way that's still loving.
Yeah. No, you're right on that. Because some people, well, I was just being honest, but it's like the self-awareness, I think, isn't there for some people, where if I had something, you did something that was bothering me, and like, I would never keep it from you. I would tell you, but I wouldn't say it in a way like some people, when they're in relationships, they talk to their significant other, partner, whatever it is, in a way that's like, you wouldn't talk that, like they're talking to someone that they don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I would never speak to you in that way ever, no matter what it was. Like if you did something that really upset me, I would let you know, but from a loving and compassionate place. It would never be from like I hate you. Like some people get real venomous with the way that they speak to their partners, and it's just like, I don't know. You can't lose that, like the love.
And I think sometimes it's like anyone can get like that in a fight. Like there's been times where we're getting really heated and we'll say to each other like, okay, let's just like take a second and remember that we love each other and come back to this in like 2 minutes. Let's just like take a breather. We're on the same side in that we want to be together and be happy. So like, let's take a breath, because sometimes you forget and you get so caught up in the fight that you lose. It comes out venomous, like you're saying.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And like you said, it goes back to the first thing we were speaking about, is like having that, you worked on yourself, and you have those cues, like having that. If you don't have that maybe, and you go to fight and you guys are getting in an argument, it could come out a wrong way. And then it's like, now you're the asshole. Now you're the one that like said something you didn't mean, or
the message gets lost because you said you could have been right, but you say it so harsh and then say something worse that, the message gets lost of what it really was even supposed to be about. Yeah.
And I think that also comes down to a lot of people when they do fight, if they do say something that they don't like, they don't know how to apologize to each other. Like some people just don't know how to say sorry.
This is something that I feel like you've gotten a bit better on through the years, and maybe we're still slowly figuring it out. But you've gotten a lot better. But when we were younger, you would do this thing where you would just be like, "I said I was sorry," and I'm like, "No, you didn't. Like now you're saying sorry. This is you saying sorry. Yeah. Like you never said it before." Yeah. Like, yes, I did. I said I was sorry. I was like, no, you didn't. Like, I must have not been in the room. Like, maybe in your head. Maybe your head again.
No, it's just funny because all these things that we're talking about, like you can go down this list, right? And I look back on it and I got to give you your flowers. I got to give you your round of applauses, because everything on this list I didn't do. I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, when we were younger.
Yeah. Like all of these things that we're talking about are things that I had to go through with you, through experience, through trials and tribulations, ups and downs, like to get to where we are today. So it's like, yeah, no, I didn't do any of these things. Even to this day, I have a hard time sometimes. I mean, I'm way better. I'm like 90%
100 times better
than I was. But it's like, I even to this day have a hard time sometimes being like, wait, did I say sorry for that? But like me coming to you, it was always like me coming to you and trying to have a conversation and be nice and like not be in a toxic place was like, oh, this is me saying sorry. Like I'm coming to you being like, let's talk, let's figure it out. Like that's my sorry, right? But it's like the words, I'm sorry, and like actually meaning it. Like people, you got to have a genuine, like be genuine in what you're saying. Don't just say sorry to try and shut the other person up and like make it go away. Like you have to really mean what you say and like take accountability, because it always does come down to that too. We've talked about that already, where take accountability and be genuine in your apology. Like you have to, really mean what you say.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like learning about what it means to the other person, because how you just said made me think, you're like, I thought me coming to you was kind of me apologizing and me trying to clear the air. But to me, I'm like, no, I need to hear you say you're sorry. I need to see with actions X, Y, and Z. But maybe to you, that's not as important. So I think it also ties into kind of learning how the other person ticks and making sure that you show up for them in the way that they need, even if it's not necessarily the way that you would want to receive something. So like maybe you need a different apology, but to them, that's what they really need, and being able to tweak it in that way. Yeah,
no, it's so true what you just said. I kind of honestly just said that just now, and I've learned, that's kind of something that I just learned right now. Like in this conversation, like that was always my way of being like, oh, this is me. Cause that's what I was taught, as a man. I feel like most men don't know how to really apologize in the right way. And
no, because it's definitely a big ego thing too.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe there are men out there, but from what I experienced growing up, that's how you said sorry. Just be nice to the person. You don't have to say the words. You just take the action and like try and show that you're, sorry for what you did. But that also plays into communication, like being open and honest about things. So there's so much with putting the ego aside, being honest and open, like communicating what it is. There's just so many things that go into it.
And I think too, when someone does apologize, to your point, it should be genuine. Otherwise, don't fucking say it. Yeah. And when you do apologize and then you come back together, we got to move on. Like, I think a lot of people like I've known many people in the past where maybe their boyfriend cheated on them or something like that, and then they chose to stay with that person, which you're perfectly entitled to do that. But if you're choosing to stay with somebody, then you need to let it go, because you can't, like, yes, there's a trial period where I'm sure they're kind of like gaining their trust back. They're proving themselves that they are not gonna act that way again, yada, 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 whatever. And that's fine. But once that kind of moment is over and you choose like, okay, we're going to be together, that can't be something that then is held over somebody's head, or you get in a fight about something and then you're bringing it back up 3 months later and throwing it in their face and you're not really over it, even though the person apologized. I feel like that is a big issue. And I think that's something we used to do when we were younger, where we would move on from something, in quotes, like, but we would never really move on. And then it would keep getting brought back up. And it would just be a lot of couples, I feel like, fight. I think there's actually been studies where they say like couples will fight about the same like 3 things over and over and over again.
No way.
And it's usually just the same fight in like different flavors. And I think a lot of people, it's like, when someone apologizes and you accept that apology, you are now saying, I am letting this go. And you need to actually let it go, because otherwise you're just hurting yourself too. What are you doing by holding a grudge in the relationship? It's not doing anything for anybody.
No, that's real. That's real as fuck what you just said, because people, I think, learn these words like at a young age. I'm sorry, thank you, whatever it is, right? And they so loosely throw them out. Like you just said, like if we talk about something and I did something that pissed you off and I said, I'm sorry, and you accept that, and I really mean it, from a genuine place. I mean it. And when I say I'm sorry, it holds weight. it means that I'm going to work on that and I'm not going to do it again, or at least try to. I'm going to consciously like know that I'm not going to do that, right? And then you accept that. That's us chalking it up, putting it into the side, and now that's gone. If you hold on to that, that's toxic, bro. You guys might as well not be together, because if you can't move on from things, and look, everybody has their own right to. Maybe you don't want to, and that's okay. But then you shouldn't be in a relationship with that person.
Yeah,
you know?
or say if it's something. I'm not even saying if it's always cheating. That was just an example.
No,
but say
just,
something smaller.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You're like, okay, maybe say I need a few days. I'm not ready to really accept this right now. I hear where you're coming from, but maybe I need a few days to really process this and like let it go. And that like communicate that, because I think it's two parts. It's the person who is apologizing. They need to take accountability, mean their apology, and then continue with their actions to not keep repeating those same things that they just apologized for, because I think that's a big issue. But then the person who also is forgiving them needs to move forward with the expectation that that person is not going to repeat those actions. And if you're with someone that's continuously repeating an action over and over and over and over again that you've communicated is upsetting to you, then maybe, yeah, you need to reevaluate the person that you're with.
Yeah.
Because if they're not hearing you and respecting what's important to you, then maybe that's not your person.
No, 100%. And I feel like that comes down to like one of the things that we've kind of touched on, but not really in depth, is like trust.
Yeah, I would say
Like,
that's the fifth,
that's
like
the
most important.
Most important
Not
thing.
in that order, but one of them, yeah.
No, I don't want to put anything like most important over the other, because like, look, communication, I could say that that's the most important, but then trust also is one of the most important. Like all of these things, I feel like the 5 tips or whatever that we gave throughout this all combine into one and make it like a cohesive, like.
If I had to pick my number one though, it would be working on yourself. Because I think a lot of people are out here pointing fingers at everybody else, and they need to worry about them fucking selves and work on themselves. Like people love to be like, you did this, and like this person annoyed me, and like this person that, and like my husband this, and my boyfriend that, and whatever. And it's like, okay, and like, what about you? Like, are you running around here like in your ideal life, like loving your life, so happy, like happy with all your things? No, probably not. So I would say, not to go on a tangent, but that would be my number one. And then the rest are all equal.
Yeah. No, it's so true.
But I know what you're saying.
No, but yeah, trusting not only just who you're with, but also yourself. I feel like that it stems down to that. Like you just said, everybody likes to point fingers, but if you don't say you don't trust your husband, wife, whatever it is, then it's like, but do you trust yourself? Most of the time, if you don't trust someone, are you not trusting in yourself, or are you not trusting in them? I feel like it goes hand in hand. So people love to throw that, I don't trust you, you did this. But it's like, are you looking in the mirror? Are you taking accountability for what is going on? Because maybe a lot of it has to do with yourself not trusting in your own self, you know?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, I think that it's, again, the projection kind of thing. And I think people sometimes, especially if they've been hurt in the past, subconsciously don't even trust that they're able to pick the right partner and hold themselves accountable at times. So it's like sometimes, yeah, I think that trust is a reflection of their partner might have done something that is untrustworthy for sure, but they also don't fully trust themselves to either like leave when they need to leave or make the right decision for themselves that they should, because maybe they hadn't done that in the past. But I don't even think they realize. But it's a good point.
Yeah, no, it's just, look, at the end of the day, I love you. We've been through the craziest like ups and downs in this life, and I'm just so happy that like we've come to a place where we are. But I will say, anyone out there in a relationship that is, you know, whether you're unhappy, whether the same thing keeps repeating itself, don't take no bullshit from anyone. Like really communicate, and look, stick up for yourself. If you're feeling some type of way, trust your gut. Say it with your chest. Be open. Be honest. Say how you're really feeling, and don't take no shit from anyone, no matter who it is. You know,
but with compassion.
Be compassionate. Show a little love. Because look, you got to show love to get love. That's always my favorite.
You
saying.
and your slogans.
I have a lot of slogans. I'm like a one or two liner. That's how I live my life.
Oh no, I know. Yeah.
I'm the best one-liner out there. I'll
You're
be honest.
Basically like a DJ Khaled.
I was just gonna say I'm up there with like DJ Khaled for the one-liners and like really, really putting it like
When you're not like focused and you're being on the phone or something and I'm trying to talk to you, your classic is just like giving like catchphrases. Like I could say anything and you would be like, you already know. You'd be like,
you know what I'm saying?
You'd be like, or you'd be like, what's one that you always say? You'll just say literally like two words, like just back to me. I'm like, and I'll just start saying random words. I'm like, okay, he's not listening.
No, I'm here. I'm really out here at all times. I lock in, I get to it, and that's why we are the best together.
We're the best ever.
We're the best ever.
When you were saying, you said, I love you and you love me, I started singing in my head, I love you.
No, not Barney. Get out of here.
Me.
With
Oh,
that.
you
Get
know.
out of here. Yes, I know Barney. Barney was the GOAT growing up. What?
Yeah. Oh my God. Whatever happened to him? But there was one thing I wanted to say about trust before we go.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed, because this was something that was really big for me. And I noticed in our relationship, when we were younger, I used to really try to control you specifically, because I didn't trust you. And I felt like you were going to go do something that was going to hurt me or upset me or whatever. So if I could control what you were doing, where you were, who you were hanging out with, all that, I wouldn't get hurt. I'd be okay. And I think when we got older, I started to realize that I didn't trust that you would be able to like stand up for yourself when you were with your friends or make the right decisions for yourself when you were with people that I felt were negative influences. I didn't trust essentially like what your core values were as a person. I felt like you were very swayed based upon who you were with, for example. And then as we got older and that started to change because you grew up, you know, like makes sense. And you became more sure of yourself and more just, this is who I am, take it or leave it type of energy. I started to realize that part of the reason I wanted to control was because I didn't trust who you were at your core to make the right decisions. And I always knew you had a great heart and you wanted what was best, but I would be nervous that you wouldn't be able to make those right decisions for you. And I realized, like, if you're going to be with somebody, you have to trust who they are when you're not around and that they're capable of making decisions for themselves without you. Like, you can't be trying to control what your partner does or try to like secretly influence them to like make this decision or whatever. You have to trust, like, even if I wasn't there or existed, like they'd still make those same decisions regardless. And I think that was a big turning point for me with trust in our relationship, because I started to put it aside and be like, it goes back to, we talked in another episode about like women on social media and just like being like putting it all out there and just whatever it is. And it's like, I trust at the end of the day who you are. So I don't worry that like the way you're looking at girls, you'll look at them with or without me type of thing. And I trust that. And I think too many people are out here with people where they don't trust that.
Yeah, that's interesting that you put it like that, because that's so true. Like let me give an example. Like, you go away on a bachelorette trip, say, right? Mm-hmm. You look at those things, most guys, most girls, if they go on a bachelor party or a bachelorette party, whatever, it's like, oh, there's going to be penis straws and hookers and strippers. And,
oh my God, hookers. Not in
shit.
my parties.
You know what I'm saying? But I look at that and I know, like, I trust you no matter where you are.
Yeah.
And like that, not a lot of people have. So I feel like that is a huge thing, like trusting who your partner is with or without you.
It's key.
Yeah, it's the most key. Like, I know your values, I know who you are, and no matter what, no matter what's going on. So that's a huge thing that people need to work on, and like trust, have wholehearted trust in not only who you're with as a team, but who you're with when they're not with you and out, just who they are at their core.
Yeah, it's just like, if you don't trust who they are when they're not around you, that's just something to look at for your relationship. 100%. Is really what I'm saying. Because it's like, you should be able to see a video of them out, like surveillance footage of them out from like a bar, and they're doing the same thing as if you were standing right next to them.
Yep. And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. So those are the major keys, as DJ Khaled would say.
Major keys. Major key alert. Listen.
Oh my God, TBT. He seriously started Snapchat.
Yeah, he did. Shout out to Snapchat. I've been slacking on Snapchat. I got to get back on it.
I know.
I know. It's just a lot with so much going on, but it is my favorite.
It is the best.
It's the best, but yeah, I'll get back on it. I'll
Oh,
what you doing?
We're filming late tonight.
Yeah, it's late tonight.
We're
Listen,
tired.
guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Shout out to everybody, even people that have been showing support, even the people that have been hating. We love you guys too.
People that have been hating.
Oh my gosh, I get ripped apart every day for whether it's not knowing where to stand in the room when she's pregnant and is having a kid, or me being a Bible humper, or what was another one?
I've never been called that before. That was really funny.
That
I
was
was
crazy.
like, oh, I'm interpreted as
Or
super
like,
Christian. Okay.
Just men are stupid. Like there's a lot of hate
Well,
comments.
you're never gonna escape that.
Nah, it's okay. I'm here for it all. I'm strong. I've been doing this internet shit.
strong.
I've been doing this internet shit for a long time. So whatever y'all
You
say,
just gotta stop reading the comments.
nah, fuck that. I want to read the comments. Whatever y'all say can't hurt me. Okay, I don't give a shit what you have to say.
God, that's not very nice either. He's like, yeah, you shouldn't hate on people, but I don't give a shit what you have to say.
No, not even like that. Not even like that. Like more towards the haters. Like you guys are broken. You guys are sad. You guys are hurt, and it more hurts me that these people are hurt.
I know people are just wild. I find it funny.
This girl
Like,
blocked us today on our
I
Instagram.
know.
She blocked us.
She said that it was sad or something that our video that got 100K views or something.
Our first clip with 100,000 views. Let's clap it up for everybody watching,
like,
okay?
We're so excited, but she said it was, I think, like sad or pathetic.
She was like,
or
how
something
embarrassing that your first clip was of a man not knowing and respecting a woman on where to stand in the birth room or something. And I was just like, she was like, actually, I'm going to block you. And then I went to reply to her and it said I couldn't because she blocked us.
Like,
I was like,
okay.
thank you for doing me a favor. Fucking
People
weirdo.
are so crazy with
Mentally ill.
announcing the blocks and the unfollows. Like, you came to this page. Like, I didn't ask you.
Why are you DMing
I didn't
me?
invite you here. Like, you came here.
Yeah.
You're deciding to comment. You decided to watch this. Like, nobody asked
Like
for.
I said, I've said it so many times, but the world needs therapy and people are mentally ill.
They do need a lot more than therapy. They need like love. You know the trend, like I probably needed a hug, but instead I blah blah blah.
Did drugs or something.
What? No, that trend that's like what the fuck? That trend that's like I probably needed a hug, but then it shows them like just accomplishing mad shit or like doing whatever.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You have no
I see,
idea
I
what
see,
I'm
I
talking
see.
about.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, but I see the correlation. Like,
How have you not seen
like
that
you
trend?
turned
How
your
have I seen
pain-
that trend, but you haven't?
You turned your pain into like the good of what you did.
Yeah, but I think just like all those people like need a hug.
Yeah. No, they do.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, liking, sharing, commenting, viewing on whatever it is that you are. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the viewers. We love you guys. Make sure to drop like, comment, subscribe, rate the show, leave 5 stars. And
5 stars.
yeah, we'll see you guys next time. We're going to keep on bringing you cool topics like this. This was a really fun episode. I had fun doing it. And, shout out to the beautiful Brittany over there. And you have anything else you want to say?
Love everyone so much, and don't be with someone if they treat you like shit, and don't treat other people like shit.
Okay. I love you.
Love ya.
Bye.